has to be rectified by financial recompense. So how can you say it's a capital crime? Further, how do I know that stealing has to be capital recompense? You have to pay back fourfold or fivefold depending on the nature of the theft. How do I know that? Because it says it elsewhere in Scripture. So the rabbinic interpreters have two rules. One, context helps. And two, superfluity of Scripture is very important. By the way, this is a rule they share with the church fathers. God has a certain economy when God speaks, and therefore, God will say nothing superfluous. Every jot, every tittle is there to teach us something. That, by the way, St. Jerome. And so the rabbis assume, if it already tells us about stealing, then the commandment for stealing in the Torah should be teaching us something new, and ideally should be teaching us something that is a capital crime. Answer, kidnapping. Thou shalt not steal a human being. Now again, that's not what most people think it is, but from the earliest rabbinic commentaries, that's how it's been interpreted. So now, I suggested that there was this 12th century rabbinic commentary, this Midrash on Exodus, that said God was going to be nervous about the people of Israel standing at the foot of the mountain and saying, who's talking? Indeed, in the Talmud, Tractate Makot 24a, there is one rabbinic opinion that suggests, wait for it, that God in fact did not speak all 10 commandments. God only spoke the first two. The ones that are written in the first person. I am. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. At that juncture, from the 3rd through the 10th commandment, it moves to second, third person command. Thou shalt not. So that rabbi suggests that in fact, God only spoke the first 2 commandments. The other 8, Moses kind of winged it. I'm whittling down the purview of what God spoke quite severely. So if I can, I'm going to give you one last rabbinic text that will whittle down the text of what God said at Sinai as narrowly as one possibly can. Although I confess to you, and I confess this with a heavy heart, that I'm about to quote a Hasidic text. It's just not my bloodline. My ancestors are rolling over in the grave because I'm quoting some Hasidic Rabbi. But skis are probably rejoicing, right? There was a mystic in Rimanov, which was, I guess now it's Poland, Rab Mendel of Rimanov in the 18th century. Rab Mendel suggests the following, that when the Israelites stood at Sinai, 600,000 men, and then had women and children, probably 2 million strong, they only heard God speak the first letter of the first word of the 10 Commandments. Now you need to know a little bit of Hebrew here, presuming God spoke in Hebrew. The first letter of the first word of the 10 Commandments is the letter Aleph.